Yeah, I'm almost positive there's going to be no calculators on your test for Chapter 7. All right, it's a lot of basic math that some of you are going to get so upset at yourself when you get your quizzes back because you didn't factor right or you missed a sign, and it really messes everything up. So we need to work on that. But on WebAssign, for this assignment, I know some of the numbers they use, like in our examples, we use 2, 3, and 7. They use like 35, 49, so the numbers are huge. For WebAssign purposes for homework, I understand if you use your homework. But don't get dependent upon that because I don't think we're going to let you use it on the test. So just, be aware of that. All right, we are going to talk about the determinant today, which is kind of what we did yesterday. You'll see it in a second. We found the inverse, but when we found the inverse, we had to find the determinant. The determinant of a square matrix. What do I mean when I say square matrix? It's a 2 by 2 or a 3 by 3 or a 4 by 4. What is a square? 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5. It's all the same, right? The rows and columns are the same dimensions. We're going to talk about 2 by 2s today and 3 by 3s. That's it. We're going to find the determinant. Now, what we're going to do with this will apply to Monday's lesson. We're going to use the determinant to solve in Cramer's rule. This is a super simple concept. But if you notice, right, here's your matrix. Does this look a little similar to yesterday's setup? Instead of A, B, C, D, they have A1, A2, B1, B2, correct? You guys see that? All right, so to find the determinant, they tell you to multiply A1 times B2. Well, that's this. That's this right here. Minus A2 times B1. Isn't that what we did yesterday? We did A times D minus B times C. The number underneath, when you're finding your inverse, this number right here, is the determinant. So we found the determinant yesterday with the 2 by 2. I'm going to show you how to do it with a 3 by 3 today. It's super, super simple. But you have to be so very careful with signs. That's where you guys are going to make mistakes. If you miss a sign, you'll see on Monday how much it will negatively affect your entire problem. So it's really important that you guys pay attention to your signs. Everybody with me? This is your determinant formula. You can rewrite it if you want to as A times D minus B times C. It's what we did yesterday to find the number underneath the one that you distributed into your inverse. Let's do a couple of examples. This is a 2 by 2, so this is real simple. You're going to take, I called this yesterday, the major, top left, bottom right. We're going to multiply those two together. So take your time, write it out. 2 times 2. Remember, this is a minus, and then I have 1 times negative 3. So 1 times negative 3. What is 2 times 2? 4. Minus, what's 1 times negative 3? Negative 3. So what's 4 minus a negative 3? 4 plus 3, which is 7. All right, do you guys see where signs are so very important? Big difference between 7 and 1. And you'll see the impact it'll make on Monday. So let's look at B. Again, major is going to be top left to bottom right. So 2 times 2 minus your minor, which is 4 times 1. So 4 times 1. What's 2 times 2? 4 minus 4 times 1 is 4. What's your determinant here? 0. If you were finding the inverse, right, you found that number that goes underneath the one that you distribute in and it's 0, what would that tell you about the inverse? There isn't one. All right, so this matrix right here, no, that's not part of this lesson, but this matrix doesn't have an inverse. Just showing you that. All right, again, let's try this one. This one has a fraction in it. No big deal. I'm going to take major, 0 times 4, minus my minor, which is 2 times 3 halves. So simplify. Don't make any silly mistakes. What is 0 times 4? 0. Minus, what's 2 times 3 over 2? Just 3. So what's 0 minus 3? Negative 3. Okay? So you can have positive determinants, you can have negative determinants, and you can have 0. And you'll see on Monday why this is very important. All right, now we're going to do the next 2 examples, and then we're done. You should be able to get your homework done before you leave. We're going to find the determinant here, but this is not a 2 by 2. You can't just go, oh, here and here. This is a 3 by 3. So the rules change just a little bit with a 3 by 3. So I want you right up here. All right, very important. The first thing you need to do is to rewrite columns 1 and 2. You're going to rewrite columns 1 and 2 next to your matrix. Then you're going to say major, this is super important, minus minor. If I were you, I would put stuff in parentheses and I would write that. I would write major minus minor underneath your problem, and you'll see why in a second. The math behind this is super easy, but I'm telling you, if you miss a sign, it messes everything up. So the first thing I have to do here is to rewrite the first 2 columns. So I'm going to rewrite 0, 3, 4 out here. I'm going to say 0, 3, 4. And then I'm going to rewrite 2, -1, and 0. And the reason we do this, guys, when we had a 2 by 2, we just multiplied top left, bottom right, minus top right, bottom left. We're going to do the same thing here. But instead, and again, I'm going to write major minus minor. I'll show you what I mean here. A 3 by 3 is going to have 3 majors and 3 minors with 3 numbers in them. So I'm going to say right here, and right here. It's really important to stay organized. You guys are more than welcome to bring color pencils and highlighters and all that good stuff. But we're going to multiply the numbers in the diagonal and add them together. So what I mean by that, we're going to start right here. What's 0 times -1 times 1? 0. Okay, that's not a trick question. Plus, what's 2 times 2? 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, good. Plus, what's the last one? 1 times 3 times 0. 0. All right, everybody okay? There's a big fat minus sign right there. So it's major minus what? The minors. Well, here's the 3 minors. We rewrite those first 2 columns, so we create our 3 major diagonals and our 3 minor diagonals. So again, same thing. What is 4 times -1 times 1? 4 times -1 times 1. Everybody, come on. -4, okay. So then 0 times 2 times 0. 0. And then 1 times 3 times 2. 6. All right, so now let's simplify. In our first major parenthesis, what's 0 plus 16 plus 0? 16 minus, what's -4 plus 0 plus 6? 2. What is 16 minus 2? 14. That's it. That's your determinant. Now we're going to do something with that on Monday. We're going to apply that using Kramer's rule, where you're going to just do the determinant like 3 times. You'll see. It's a little time consuming, but it's much easier than the first and the third and the row 1 times -3 plus row 4, you know, that sort of thing. Just another way to solve equations. We're going to use the Kramer's rule. Questions? No, you guys all right? All right, let's do the next one. It's a 3 by 3, so what's the first step I have to do? Rewrite the first 2 columns. So out here I'm going to say 6, 2, and 4. And then 1, -3, -1. So underneath here I'm going to remind myself, keep writing in highlighter, major minus minor. If you do it backwards, the sign is wrong, which you'll see how it messes everything up. But my 3 majors are here, here, and here. All right, my numbers are a tad bit bigger, no big deal. So start up here. What is 6 times -3? 6 times -3. -18 times 2. -36. Okay, so then I have 1 times 3 times 4. What's 1 times 3 times 4? 12. And then I have 7 times 2 times -1. -14. Perfect. So then my minors just goes the opposite direction. So I have here, here, and here. If you want to keep things in parentheses, keep them in parentheses. What is 4 times negative 3? Negative 12 times 7 is? What is it?
84.
What kind of 84? Negative 84, good. What's negative 1 times 3? Negative 3 times 6? Minus 18. And then what's 2 times 2 times 1? Plus 4. All right, now let's simplify, guys. You won't have a calculator probably on your quiz or test, so make sure you can add and subtract negative and positive numbers. What's negative 36 plus 12? Negative 24, right? Minus 14. Negative 38, good. Okay, so then minus, what's negative 84 minus 18? Negative 102 plus 4. God bless. Negative 98, good. God bless you. So if I have negative 38 minus a negative 98, that's the same as negative 38 plus, correct? So what's negative 38 plus 98? 60. And there's your determinant. Now on Monday, we are going to find the determinant 3 or 4 times, and then I'll show you how to solve using Kramer's rule.